Hey YouTube modelers, John from MightyJJK Models here. I want to do this video to celebrate my 500 subscriber milestone and to thank you all and talk a little bit about the channel and some of my plans for it, and then do a subscriber raffle or giveaway. And so maybe a good place to start is with my resolutions, because they've actually had kind of a lot to do with the direction that I've taken the channel in. So you can see there I have complete the last 4 Enterprise aircraft. And as you may have seen, I just completed the 2 A3 Sky Warriors. And I have something special planned for the COD, which I'll be doing next. Kind of a collaboration, if you will, with a very cool vendor, and I hope you'll find that interesting. So that'll be coming up later this year. And then the helicopter is going to have to wait, because I want to wait and see what happens with Clear Prop, which is in the Ukraine. They have a UH-2C that they advertised before the war, and then they went dark, and so who knows. So I'm going to wait until next year to see what happens with that. If they reemerge, I have what it takes to retro or update that to a C with the twin engines from an F, but I'm going to wait and see what happens there. And again, so, my thoughts are with those Ukrainian vendors and hope that they come back. Let group builds dictate my other entries. And I'm pretty much sticking to that one. So aside from the Enterprise project, this year I did the Marine 1, which was for the HLI Hilo group build. Of course, I did the egg planes, my first 2, which was really cool. And then now I'm working on the Wildcat for the World War II group build, and looking forward to those upcoming group builds. I've got a ton of World War II planes, both in 1-72 and 1-48, and some other World War II stuff that I want to get to. So I'm just going to let group builds dictate that. For instance, I am saving this Jeep for 2025 because it has the parts for the one with the 50 cal in the back, but the markings are for 1945. So and you can see I've got a lot of World War II 1-72s up here that I'd like to get through. So looking forward to those group builds, and I like the idea of letting group builds kind of dictate the rest of my variety. You can see I've got some cars up there, some armor, what have you. I've got space, what have you. So hopefully I have a kit to fit the group build. And then number 3 there, enter 1 or 2 contests a year. So I'm planning on going to this contest in October over in Indiana. But I'm not even sure I'll bring anything to enter. I may just go and check it out. We'll see, because airplanes, it's such a competitive category. And I honestly don't think I've done anything lately, that can compete. The Sky Warriors came out okay, but I'm not crazy about those seams on the top. So what I'm hoping is that the COD, which I'm retrofitting from a tracker to a trader, and I'm going to fold the wings. I'm hoping that maybe that'll do that well enough I can enter it next year. But I am just going to attend this just to go, and who knows, maybe I'll bring something. We'll see. And then I have weekly updates versus the whole build. And then down the bottom, there's shorter videos versus, the long full build. And again, I think I'm nailing that one. I actually kind of like the cadence that I've struck, where basically I just do a video on Monday morning of the modeling I did over the weekend. And that seems to be working nice. And that way I keep the videos to like 10 minutes or less, or at least I try to. Number 5 there, periodic show or museum videos. So you may have noticed that I recently started 2 different video series. One is home movies, and that's just a compilation of photos from different trips and stuff that I've taken over the years. And actually the next one is going to be my 2013 visit to the Kennedy Space Center and the Valiant Warbirds Museum back in 2013. So that'll be watching for that. The other video series that I'm doing is Before YouTube Builds, BYTBs. And basically when I updated this shelving unit, I took advantage and put each of the models on the older builds anyway, each of those on the turntable. And I've released a couple. I think I got 6 more done, like ready to go, and the raw footage for like a dozen more. So I'm gonna release those like 1 a week. So hopefully you find those interesting. And then number 6 there, an actual modeling one, learn to use acrylics. So with the demise of Model Master enamels, I know I'm going to have to make a transition because I'm rapidly running out of those. I bought up a bunch that I thought I would use. They're sitting on the shelf, but with this Wildcat, I'm actually trying out this Mission Models. And so far, so good. We'll see. I've got, as you'll see over in those videos, I've primed it and have the first color of the light gray on the bottom there. And so far it's looking pretty good. We'll see now how it masks and weathers and all that. So, and then the last one there, extend my weathering skills. I haven't really given that one much attention. I'm kind of happy where I'm at. I'm more interested in making the transition to acrylics, if you will. But I'm watching other people's techniques. I really like Charlie Mack's technique on wood. So yeah. The other thing I want to draw attention to or point out is my shop card collection is climbing up the wall, and that makes me so happy. We've got such an awesome community, and one thing I want to do in regard to that is acknowledge a member of the community for a favor he did me, and hopefully pay that favor forward. So back probably like 2 years ago now, I had sent Mutt Modeler, Craig over at Mutt Modeler, some references because he was building this command module. And after that, he gave me a shout out. And at that time, I was at like hovering around maybe 125 subs. And after that, I immediately jumped like 20 subs. And then from that point forward, it slowly started growing. So I want to pay that forward. And there's a YouTube modeler who I just discovered called Trek Model Studios. And while, as the name would imply, he's a Star Trek fan, most of his earlier builds centered around that subject. But over the last year or so, he's branched out to just about every genre. Cars, I think he's got a helicopter that he's working on right now. But what drew my attention to his channel was this kit right here, which is the USS Enterprise. And as you know, I super detailed it. He did it out of the box and has done what I considered to be the absolute best job on that model out of the box that I've ever seen. So that turned me on to his channel, and I think he's got about, last I looked, about 187 subs. So go check him out. He's from the UK, and he's got a cool channel, and give him a look. If you like what you see, give him a sub. And then along the way, I also want to do some stuff that hopefully will be cool. For instance, after a long absence, another Blue Angel, and it's an early version Tiger, early version Blue Angel, and it's a special version Hasegawa kit in that it's basically the same kit as this one, but it comes with a separate nose, and canopy and the decals. So since it's a special version, I'm hoping to do something special with that. We'll see. And then also I may also do a support plane. I have two of the older ones to choose from. I did that support plane for the Thunderbird, so I may do the same one for the Blue Angels. That C54, I believe it is. So we'll see along the way, some things here and there that hopefully might be interesting. And lastly, I want to thank all of you, my subscribers, with a kit raffle. So I went through the stash looking for some good kits, and as I did, I thought about this comments discussion that I had with, I think it was Joe at Mad Genius, and he had expressed concern that like sharing stash ads might come across as bragging, and I had responded that I looked at it like kids with baseball cards, and you get a new pack and you open it and you share it with the guys and you're like, hey, look what I got, and they're like, oh, that one's awesome. And so kind of same thing with kits. I mean, let's face it, we're all just big kids, right? So carrying that baseball card analogy forward, I think of this as like trading my doubles, right? I've built both of these subjects before, so I think they serve better as gifts to my subscribers than just to sit on a shelf forever. So these are the two kits I'm going to give away. I'm going to put the camera on the stand and then show each one of them. They're both 1-72. This is a Heller F84 Thunderjet, and I think I bought this to make a Thunderbird, but then I actually bought a kit that was the Thunderjet with the decals and everything, so this went on the shelf. But it's a brand new kit, everything's in there. It looks to be a decent kit. It's got pretty nice panel detail. Everything's in there, it's brand new. So F84G Thunderjet, and I'm sure you can get aftermarket decals to make it into the Thunderbird. So that's kit number one. We'll call that 84. And then the other one is an FA18D Hasegawa kit, which are awesome kits. I don't even remember why I bought this, but I've made two. I made one as a Blue Angel, and then one, you see it here, that's the F18EF Super Hornet. So I was like, well, you know what, I think having built two of them, this would again make a better gift. So this, I haven't even opened it. Oh, and I thought I'd throw in this aftermarket F18 Canopy Detail PE set, photo etch. But yeah, it comes with the decals to make this tiger one. I think that's a cool plane. So yeah, this is a really nice kit and never been opened. Take a quick look at the instructions. Oh, it looks like it comes with a standing figure and probably, is it a two-seater? Yeah, and then two pilots. That's cool. And then decals to make two different markings. Oh, these are Marine planes. They're not Navy, so the Marines. Yeah, that picture on the side that's a cool kit with the tiger stripes. So there you go. So in the comments, you can enter and put either 18 or 84. And a week from now, I will we'll do a drawing, and I'll figure out how we do it, random or whatever. But there you go. So that's my thank you to the subscribers and just the modeling community in general, which is awesome. So as always, thanks for watching and happy modeling.